Good morning, Lacers. How's it going? Bonnie Violet here, a queer chaplain, and you are at day 9 of the daily lives as part of the Lacing Your Narrative with the Spiritual Thread. I was really getting into that. I don't know if I'll give you a little story about that music in the intro. That is actually a video, the original video of an ex-lover of mine, Stephen Sandnock, who passed away a few years ago. To suicide. He actually wrote that song, sang that song, played all the music, and created that video. And his mother let me utilize his work to add to the work that I'm doing. So I'm excited to be able to share some of him with you all. So we are on day 3 this week. I guess today's Tuesday. And this week we're exploring, when did your understanding of religion change? And I often utilize music or podcasts or movies to sometimes help me tap into certain feelings or to remind me of certain experiences. And so this morning I was going to play a song that and a video for folks who are watching that was recommended to me a couple weeks ago on the Splintered Grace podcast by one of our listeners, Landa Lakes. After the show, she suggested that we check out the video. And I found it really, it really resonated with me, especially in the particular time in my life when I was questioning whether or not, because at that time I was Christian, and this is a Christian-oriented song, just like for forewarning. But I think it's a common trope for a lot of folks who were exposed to Jesus, if you will, at some point in time, and then found themselves with sexuality different than what was spoke about in church, let's say. So I'm going to play this song, and then we'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. So here we go. One second, sorry. All right, and here we go.
Hey Jesus, can you hear me now? It's been a while since I came out. I was wondering, do you love me the same? You see, I've loved you since I was young, tried to be the greatest son. Now I'm wondering, could they love me the same? 'Cause I know that I could never change. I tried so hard, brought so much pain, and I just wanna be loved for who I am. I know that I could never change. I tried so hard, brought so much pain, and I just wanna be loved for who I am. I just wanna be loved for who I am. Hey Jesus, can you hear me out? I just want love like everyone else. I was wondering, since you made me this way, to fall in love, to know what it's like to love someone else in the most intimate way. 'Cause I know that I could never change. I tried so hard, brought so much pain, and I just just wanna be loved for who I am. I know that I could never change. I tried so hard, brought so much pain, and I just wanna be loved for who I am. I just wanna be loved for who I am. Hey Jesus, can you hear me out? I just want love like everyone else. I was wondering, could you love me the same?
All right. Thank you for listening to that. Music just has a way of, I don't know, getting you there. And that particular song speaks to a lot of my personal experience. And I think that it reminds me of a story that I had when I was kind of struggling with, because I did grow up with Jesus and loving Jesus and Christianity. I believe that's the way the way God spoke to me was through that at that time in my life. And I was really struggling with the idea of being a spiritual, godly person and being queer. And can those two things exist at once? I remember the first time after I had a sexual encounter with a man that I actually burned all my clothes. I burned his phone number. I burned everything that had anything to do with that night, even though it was a great, wonderful experience. I did all that because I felt like for some reason, I had done something wrong. I didn't really feel that way, but I don't know. It's, I guess just what I've been told for so long. And I was really kind of tormented and really kind of struggling with it. It kind of felt like it was, I don't know, really intense. I mean, in language that I grew up in, I thought I was evil was in me or something, which was just a very scary and hard place to be, because I didn't understand, because I am who I was, and that just wasn't quite lining up with everything I thought was told that God was. And I was having a different experience. And I remember I came home one night, and it was after work, and I was laying in my bed, and I was afraid of the dark for a really long time. And so I had a blue light on in my room, because that's typically what I wear, or what I was turning on at that time when I went to bed. And I was laying in bed, and I was fairly exhausted. And I remember looking over at the wall in the room, and I saw, it's so amazing how I think the divine works, but I saw in the wall the face of Jesus, as in the face that I was shown growing up as the face of Jesus. And I saw it within the wall, and it wasn't like an actual face. It was just kind of the outline and, the textures of a wall that resembled Jesus. And except for he was crying. There was tears coming down his face. And I remember being struck by that. And then all of a sudden I just got this feeling to write. And so I went and I wrote in the dark. I just grabbed a pad and a pen, and I just wrote out some words and then put it down and went to bed. And that morning I got up and I looked at the notepad and what I had written, and I had wrote this beautiful poem that it was just so well written. I wish I had it with me. It's at my parents' house, in a box that I left there at some point in time for safekeeping. And my lifestyle was pretty wild at that time, so I left it there for safekeeping. But basically, what the words were saying was, I was asking God, where was He to stop me from, from being with men, or from being not godly, I guess. And God was basically, Jesus was crying and said, like, I'm like, in the poem, the gist is that Jesus was crying because I was sad and I was tortured by something that I didn't need to be sad and tortured by. Jesus wasn't crying that I was gay. He wasn't crying that I was wrong in the sense of like sinful. He was sad and because I was sad. And I got the message that I didn't need to be, that I didn't need to not be gay anymore in order to have, like, for God to love me. And that was just a message that I got at that time. I think I was like 19, and it was really helpful in me coming to accept and understand, one, that God was good with me, regardless of what people were telling me. And I think that was a pivotal moment in me beginning to kind of own and hold my sexuality a little bit more sacredly, and it wasn't wrapped in like quote unquote evil, because it never needed to be, and it never was. So that's kind of what that song brought up for me. It's just kind of that quandary of my sexuality and how that was going to impact the loves of my life, my family, my church, my God. I think some folks who have that sort of experience, you might have a time when you felt like something about yourself was pulling you away from things that had been so important to you, or things that had held you and protected you, in which you felt safe in. So that's just my experience in one of my situations that happened that caused me to change and think and see religion a little bit differently. I hope that this process is going well for you all this week. If you're new and you haven't been participating in Lacing Your Narrative with the Spiritual Thread Workshop series, that's okay. You can join at any time. In the links below in the description of this video, you can find the previous workshop videos, as well as the other daily lives, and you can get caught up pretty easily, or you can just, start where you are. If you have any questions, you want to talk about anything, please do direct message me or text me if you have my number, and I would love to connect with you about this and anything related to it. I go live every day at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to check in with folks and to share a little bit about where I'm at in my process as well. So I think that's all I needed to say for today. I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I will see you tomorrow.